that is in every one of the business operating manuals that is out there, the operating systems. They all talk about the entrepreneur has to take their vision, and then they need somebody to implement their vision.
Yep.
And when you find that partner, that really takes a lot of pressure off you. For me and my business, I don't have that yet. I have myself with the vision, and I have somebody who's the direct opposite of me of getting all the things done in the back office, but she can't manage the whole practice, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so
So
there's that we need that go-between that understands what happens in front of the client and what happens in the back office behind the curtain, so to speak. And that's and that's what we're looking for right now as we're building our business.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's very, very common in every business. It doesn't matter whether you're heating and air conditioning or wealth management, multifamily office, you're still running into the same issues as you're building the business.
Yeah.
Skipping from $5 million to now you get to that $10 or $12 million mark. What are the hang-ups? What's happening?
Again, world according to Ray. I mean, what you were describing is you go from working in the business to working on the business. So and then you start building that team. You start building that next level, and it's a little bit of bureaucracy in a good way. You need levels. I mean, you go to the Marines, their model. No platoon was more than a certain number of 15, I think. I mean, you can only really be personally responsible for 15 direct reports.
Sure.
6 is probably optimal. Where you have the hand-to-hand, collaboration and teamwork with that person. So you start.
I've heard that called the pizza rule.
Yeah.
No more people that can eat a large pizza together.
Yeah. Well, with my kids, that would have been 2 people on a team. So, but so you start building that team. And as I said in the very beginning, I was probably a terrible manager. I mean, if somebody told me right now to sit down and write a procedure manual, I would implode. I've got late onset ADD. I mean, I just can't do that. I was probably not a great leader. I always wanted to be a level 5 leader. But again, being a team builder, I think that was my skill. I just had a knack for recognizing talent in somebody, even though they had a lot of maybe bad points.
Mm-hmm.
And not in a personality, abrasive type personality, but maybe they weren't good with numbers, and I could always see past those and look for the good in them. And Marcus Buckingham, maximize. Don't look for the negatives. Everybody has them. Just maximize the positives.
Yeah.
Accentuate the positives in somebody and eliminate the negatives. So I always look for focusing on people's strengths and starting to build that and recognizing that, and then empowering them, giving them that opportunity. Our VP of integrations now, a kid named Jeremy Knoll, has done a fantastic job. He's with the holding company now. I took him with me when I got my position with the partners. I brought him with me, and I remember him coming in one day when he was service manager, and he laid out this beautiful plan of what he wanted to do. And he says, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "Well, it depends." He says, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, it depends. Are you asking me or are you telling me?" And he stopped. He's like, "I guess I'm telling you." I said, "Great. Let me know how it works out." And right there, those are the moments of truth. You need to be able to do that. And that's where I say on the 4 E's, empower and enable.
Yeah.
Everybody gives people empowerment, but then they're very tentative and hesitant to enable them to be able to go out and act. The definition, it's micromanagement. And people, they'll realize that's just a person that needs to be involved in everything. No, it's not always that. It's where they'll empower somebody, but then they constantly are needling them, not doing check-ins, but constantly needling them on, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? You have to enable them, give them chances to make mistakes, and it's not perfect.
Don't miss an episode. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.